Welcome to Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software for the professional home builder. This video will be the continuation of a series of videos we've actually been doing to talk about draw requests, and I'll click that button. Previously, we've talked about draw requests that CHS can prepare, pulling in costs, doing percent complete based on budgets or fill-in draw things. And all of these will help you track what you've prior drawn and show what's current to draw and what's left to draw. But in addition, there were some builders who just wanted to produce a simple list of checks for, say, for a month that just had to do with a certain job and just present that to somebody because somebody else is paying them, or maybe somebody else is actually cutting the checks or something. But they've posted them in CHS and they want to draw for those checks that they've paid for some reason. They want to get reimbursed for it for whatever agreement you have for that. Or from the home buyer, they're just reimbursing you actual checks paid, who knows. So I created something called a simple list of job checks. It's not really going to track prior draws or anything, but I'm assuming that you would be able to keep track of that and know that at the end of the month you need to produce a list of the checks that you need to give to whoever. So I'm going to actually select the demo job that we've used for quite a bit of our videos, and I'm going to click this button. First of all, you can click the question mark button to see a little bit of information about it, but simple list of job checks. And what this is just a list. You can see how it's a date, a check number, a vendor, and then it shows the data that was paid on that check. This will pull in just job costs, which means it's entries that have been posted with a cost code other than 0, and the job code that we requested, Job Vista View. And it only includes job costs related to posted checks and does not include unpaid costs or costs posted elsewhere. This window can be used to produce a simple draw request by setting up a header and footer for the reports using the Reports button. Note, CHS does not track or record these reports as draws. There are other features in CHS for producing and tracking draws. So you can see that on this check number 3029, there are 2 lines found paid for this job and this check. But you might just be looking for checks that were paid, say, for 1 month. And if I look down through here, I start seeing, I can look over here. Let's play like we need to do it for February of 2016, and we've done the other ones already. So what you do first is you do a search for the paid dates. So I'm going to do 02/01/16, and this was a leap year, so it's 02/29/16. And then I'm going to submit my search for just checks that had things for that job on them. Now, this may not necessarily be the total of the check written. This is just the amount on the check that was for that job for job costs. So see how CHS can comb through your database and just pull that information out for just that one job. So now I've got a list of checks that total to $45,714. And what I want to do is produce my list of checks and sort of make it look like a draw request. So I've put this button here where you can set up a header and footer for the report, and you can set that up as you like. And when you open this, you can do a header and you can do a footer, and you can click this to open the rich text and type in whatever it is that you like to type in for your header. This is just something by this builder. You can totally control what's on the header there. And if you click in the footer, you can set a footer to be at the bottom of the list of the checks. You can then open a report to preview that if you like to see how it looks. It's just showing you how the header and the footer will look. In the middle will be the list of checks. But if you've been using the rich text in that rich text editor, you might want to look at that. You can also insert your own image that is a signature if you like. I think I have some, I don't know. let me just go ahead and show you how you do that. Let's upload something. Maybe I have it under Randall Builders, some signature picture. Here's one. And we did this, we used a blank piece of white paper, made a line on it, and the builder put their signature on it so that we could have, and then we saved it, we scanned it and saved it as a little JPEG. So if I upload that, then I save my record, and then I insert the image. It's just going to sort of pop it in here, and so I think I would not want this part. Clicked in the box, so now I don't want these two things right here. I might have something that says date or something. And I could size this signature how I like, but let's just see how it shows up if I save this and then I preview the report. And maybe I don't want so long of a line for date, or I want it after the thing, so I just edit this just a little bit again. Put this back here, and then let's get this a whole lot shorter. Save that. Take a look at that. I may not have. I needed to actually also save this and then open to it says save first on that button. And I don't really like that too much, but I could maybe play with it. But let's go ahead and put it down below for now. And save the whole thing and close that. So now if you do reports, and I still have the search in for February, I could do a report that was paid check detail, which showed all the details of lines paid on the check. So you can see that here's our top header language that we wanted. Let's go ahead and export this to PDF, because you probably want to do that. This first opens in an HTML in case you just want to send it to Excel and adjust it as you need. But there you'll see the list of checks. There's the date, the check number it was paid to, and the detail in the checks. And at the bottom you can see filters that show paid date February 1st to February 29th, which would be good information to have on your report. And here's that signature and the date. By the way, in the HTML view, it doesn't show that JPEG signature. This is just what you almost call a rough draft, so you can send data to Excel, etc. So that's the detail one. You could also just do a summary list of checks that doesn't show the detail. And if I export this to PDF, my reader is Adobe Acrobat Pro, so it comes up and opens. And this is just a list of the dates and the check numbers and who was paid and the total. And it also has the header and footer on it and shows what I used as my search criteria. So that's really about all there is to that. What I could do while I had it open is I could save it, save as, and maybe I save it in a folder that I have for these builders. And I could put something, that I like as the title. List of checks for job Vista View 3811 February 2016, something like that. I save it down to my own computer. And then what I could do if I'm wanting to keep it in CHS is I could go put it into the file cabinet. I could upload it. I could just upload photos or docs. I can click this to upload. I can go to, here's where it is. Here's list of checks. I can tell that's the one. It's been uploaded into the file cabinet, and then I would need to tag it. I would tag it with the job vista view. I would call this checks for job vista V3811 February 2016. Maybe I want to show the buyer on the job, and I can put it in. I could set up a title so that it's easier to search for these. I could set up a title, and maybe I call it lists of checks. I added a new file type. I mean a type. I was saying title, but I mean a type. And by giving it a type, that makes it easier to search for in your file cabinet. And I could also put the contact. Maybe I have the bank here, or I have my buyer here, just to tag it that way too. So I've tagged it with the job, with the buyer, list of checks, etc., which makes it easier to look for in my file cabinet if I like to. So if I go to my file cabinet and open it, it brings in a list of all my files. But you can see how this has doc type list of checks. I could do a search type, list of checks. I could also search for the job if I wanted it. Just let's see the types and lists of checks. And I can see the job code here. And then that way it's always here in my file cabinet. I can click on that little magnifying glass and get it open that way. So I have a copy of what I might have. And once you export it, by the way, to your own PDF, you could email it or save it like I did when you were preparing it over there. But that's all there is to the simple list of job checks. Then after you do February's, then at the end of March, you might do March. It just depends if you're just needing that kind of thing to request money from someone. CHS, all it is a report pulling list of checks for just the job. It's not storing or tracking prior draws or anything like all the rest of these are. So I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.